Shalom, it's No Limit Eddie, back with another video. Today I'm going to be exposing the biggest scammers and the biggest scam affecting the diaspora community in Tanzania. So if you plan on going to Tanzania, or if you're in Tanzania, make sure you watch this video until the very end. While I was in Tanzania, I always avoided answering questions relating to what school I was attending to learn the language, as well as to attain my student visa. The main reason I did this was because I understand that as a YouTuber, I could potentially influence people to go to the same school and deal with the same people. And I wanted to make sure first that they were able to produce results for me before I recommended them to anyone else. My whole saga with all the drama related to me getting my student visa, I'm going to leave that video up in the cards. But my story has somewhat of a happy ending, with the school and the government charging me full price, but giving me 20% of the services. There are many others who dealt with this exact same school and these exact same people who actually got nothing at all for their money, except for a headache and disappointment. My sister, Cheyenne, is actually one of those people who got nothing at all for their money, and I'm going to be sharing her experience dealing with Theo and his business partner, Sai, from Swahili Dar Language School, which is the most illegitimate business in all of Dar es Salaam. Alright, now on the screen you're going to begin to see WhatsApp messages. So I'm going to start these WhatsApp messages from May 22nd, 2021. Now keep in mind, these are all conversations that my sister had with Theo, right? So these are my sister's conversations and not my own. Now on May 22nd, this is basically where the whole process starts. I've already gone ahead to the school and applied for the school, and applied also for the paperwork for the student visa for my own self. So I've gone ahead and give my sister a rundown. Hey, this is what happened. I said, here's his number. Go ahead and contact him and go from there. And so at this point, my sister makes contact with him. The messages should be on the screen. My sister makes contact with him, Theo, that is, and she asks him a few clarifying questions. And after getting the results that were satisfactory to her, she goes ahead and starts the process and pays us Theo $650 and also a 99-cent payment processing fee from using the World Remits app. So she sends him the money on May 22nd, 2021, as the WhatsApp messages confirm. So overall on that day, she spent around $651 US. 4 days later, nothing has been heard, so she messages Theo and says, okay, so what's the next step in the process? Now, to this he replies, let's go ahead and read it. It's on the screen. We are processing for you to get an invoice soon. Now, the paperwork that he's talking about and the processing he's talking about is submitting my sister's documents to the Tanzanian Ministry of Internal Affairs Immigration Department. And he's supposed to submit all of her documents there, and then after that, she is supposed to be getting an invoice. And he says that on May 26, 2021, 4 days after she went ahead and sent him the money. Now, one thing I did say was that my sister asked a few clarifying questions before going ahead and giving him over the money. And one thing that he said in the messages was about what the money was being used for. So he says that this is a course, $350, and the processing fee, $300. That is up to us. You would just have to wait for invoice. You may make the reference from your brother. Just keep that in mind, because it's going to be very important later on in this video. All right, fast forward to June 11th. At this point, it's around 11 days after the payment has been made. And I'm going to go ahead and stop and pause here and just make a clarification. Some of you guys may say that she's messaging him quite a lot, or maybe she's hassling him, and different things like that. But I do want you to keep in mind that at this point, we're getting information from everybody but him. And everybody's saying a lot of different things, but we want to hear it directly from the horse's mouth, right? As they say. And this message is actually going to prove that he really has not been communicating with us, but rather we're getting information from everybody else outside of him and the actual Swahili Dar Language School, which is, in my opinion, the most illegitimate business in all of Dar es Salaam. So June 11th, let's go ahead and read those messages. My sister is agreeing. She says, hey, Theo, how is everything? Just wanted to see if there's anything new. Now, again, we've been hearing a lot of different things from a lot of different people, just not directly from him. So he then says, hello, kindly let me call you later this evening after I finish some classes now. Thanks. She says, no problem. Now, a couple hours later, he replies, hello, we submitted everything. and we are waiting for the invoice. It was issued at the immigration. They raised the issue on why most of the applicants from our school are Black Americans and gave us some difficulties on applying some visas. You may have heard from groups of expatriates. We are having a meeting next week with the commissioner. We are working hard to make sure this thing is possible. I will kindly let you know next week. After that, he apparently called, but she missed that call. And she replied to him the next morning. So let's go ahead and break these messages down really quick. Now, these messages clearly say, they're going to be on the screen right now as well. These messages clearly say that they have submitted the documents, all right? Now, this is as of June 11th, and the payment was submitted on May 22nd, so it's 11 days after. So it's already been supposedly submitted for 11 days. He also says, clear as day, that the reason why there's been a holdup was because she is a Black American. Not because there's anything wrong, not because she's missing any documents, not because of that, but because she is a Black American and the government is suspicious of the school. Yes, this is really annoying. We are showing them this. We are telling them that this is our biggest market. They seem not to understand. I will keep you updated for sure. All right. Now, that was on June 12th. That was on June 12th that that message was sent out. All right. Now, he said that this is our biggest market. This is our biggest market, being Black Americans currently are the biggest market for our school. Why? Because clearly there was a message that you can go to Tanzania and get a 2-year student visa by learning Swahili. And of course, it's an affordable option that Black Americans can afford. And thus, that was something that people were trying to partake in. Now, one of the things that he said was it's their biggest market. So reports that I heard were that he had around 230 students, Black American students, which would result in, if they all paid him the $650, that would result in around 146,500 US dollars being netted by him, being Theo, and his business partner Saeed for the Swahili Dar language school. All right, the messages that are on your screen now are from June 23rd, okay? So there was, from June 12th to June 23rd, there was no communication until this message came up, and my sister was the one who had to initiate contact with that. You're gonna notice that he never initiates contact. He never keeps his customers informed as he says he will. He doesn't keep his word, all right? Now, simultaneously, it's been from the 12th to the 23rd. My sister now makes contact. She submitted the money, mind you, on May 22nd, 2021. So we're now 1 month and 1 day into the money have being sent. Still, at this point, she has not received an invoice from the government. And still, at this point, she has not attended or even scheduled a single class with the school. Also, we need to bear in mind that the invoice is critical. The reason why the invoice is critical is once the invoice is paid, you will get a yellow slip. That yellow slip is what you're supposed to keep inside of your passport. You have a 3-month visa when you arrive into Tanzania. Potentially, you may have less, or you may have 90 days. And if your visa expires before you actually get your physical student visa, what you're supposed to be able to do is you're supposed to be able to keep that yellow slip that you paid the government in your passport, and you're supposed to be, okay. You wouldn't be getting kicked out of the country. So without the invoice, you basically have nothing. You have to leave the country within those 90 days or apply for an extension at this point in time. Now, June 23rd, she goes ahead and messages him first again. Hey, Theo, I've been hearing about immigration giving a 6-month extension to all that apply. How do we go about getting it, and have you heard anything? He then goes ahead and says, hello, my colleague Saeed was dealing with it today. Let me confirm and we'll get back to you soon, okay? Now, he's always saying soon. You're going to get your invoice soon. It's been over a month and a day. So his soon, I don't know what he considers soon, but it's not a regular person soon. June 25th, 2 days later, when things are getting pretty heated, all right? Because people are saying that they're not giving student visas, they're doing this, they're doing this. So the word is, around, the diaspora community is that, they're cracking down on student visas. So at this point, my sister then reaches out and messages him. June 25th, she messages him and says, hey, Theo, hope all is well. Seems to be a lot of misinformation going around, and my hopes of paying for school was to be able to enroll and get my student visa as well. They aren't giving student visas anymore from what I'm hearing, and I don't have money to just give away for nothing, you know? So would you kindly refund me? All right, so again, it's been 1 month and 3 days, and she hasn't still received an invoice. She received nothing. So at this point, just like the viewers who are watching this, she's fed up. She basically says, okay, at this point, just give me my money back so we can go our separate ways, right? I didn't receive anything from you. You shouldn't receive anything from me. Just give me my money back, and let's go our separate ways. And it is at this point that he then decides to forward her a message from his business partner, Saeed. Immigration has decided to give the permit to all of you, but it's only for 6 months permit. And they will call me to get these permits when they are ready. For now, that is what I heard from immigration. But still, the ministry is still working on this issue. Hopefully, we will get better news soon. That was what the business partner, fellow con artist, Saeed, wrote, and apparently Theo decided to forward it to my sister. Now, we have a couple of things to break down and clarify. Firstly, why are you sending me something about 6 months when the understanding and the purpose of me, or my sister really, going to get the visa was for a 24-month visa? You're talking about a 6-month permit. This is not what I asked for. It's not what I requested, right? So if I ask for a refund, I want a refund because that's the services that we're not getting provided, right? So this is the mindset of my sister is having. Simultaneously, at the same time, why is it that my sister had to request a refund before she was able to get a message? Because the moment she requests a refund, now he can automatically forward the message. Now, the second thing is, why is it that my sister is always having to reach out to him first? If things like this are happening, where they're literally putting roadblocks and obstacles in people's way, but you're not communicating with your customer base, you're not communicating with the people who paid you money for a service, and being transparent and open with them, letting them know, okay, this is what's going on, and this is why it's happening. If you're not doing that, you know, you are doing a huge disservice to a lot of people, because if people are counting on you in order to have a visa, if people are counting on you to have a legal, legitimate ability to stay in a country, and you are not providing them information and keeping them up to date as you say you would, you are doing a huge disservice. And that is why I consider Theo and his business partner Saeed to be one of the most, from Swahili, Dar language school, to be one of the most illegitimate businesses in Dar es Salaam. And I do not recommend any one of you who's watching this video to partake in their services. A month and 3 days, she hasn't received an invoice to pay the government. The government is not going to give you something that you haven't paid for, right? So she wouldn't be eligible for this 6-month permit. And she knows that, he knows that, but again, he wants to do anything to prevent her from getting her money back. So he then says, I told you the reason earlier, and we are still working on that. Let us see next week. Monday, then we'll get back to you for sure. Okay, now, when he says we told you the reason earlier, the reason that he mentioned earlier was about her being a Black American. So she hasn't received her permit, not because her application was invalid, not because she didn't submit the proper form. She has not received her invoice because she's a Black American. All right, now that's what the reason was. He said they're still working on that. They're trying to work on prejudices and biases to go ahead and get the information. But he says on Monday, they're going to have a meeting, and supposedly they're going to get back to her on Monday. That's what my sister has to then message him again on June 28th. Hey, it's Monday. How did the meeting go? It's already 6 p.m. The meeting should have already been done. He does not message her on Monday, right? He does not message her on Monday, June 28th. He waits another, I think, 3 days, another 3 days before he messages her, and he messages her on June 1st. Actually, no, sorry. He messages her on June 1st, and he says, I will call you at 8. I am in class now. So he decides to ignore her from June 28th all the way to July 1st, and then the message says is, I'm busy, I'll call you at some point. All right, now at this point, she's requested a refund already on June 25th. He then sends her a voice message on July 1st, basically saying the same thing, basically saying the exact same thing that's been said in the messages. And she basically replies, do you have an estimated date of when you guys will be meeting? So he says there's going to be another meeting. And he's saying, because my visa will expire next month, and I would hope that this is resolved by then. All right, now this is in July. At this point, my sister already had a 3-month visa and has already got her extension. Her extension is ending on August the 6th. At this point of August the 6th, After that, she has to leave the country. So over a month with no messages, no contact, no invoice still as of today. It is now August 5th. The process started on May 22nd, 2021. At this point, my sister has received not a single class. Not a single class has been scheduled. Not even a single attempt to schedule a class has been made by Theo. All right, that's the first thing. Second thing, not a single invoice has been sent. No letter from the ministry has been sent. No nothing letting us know that she has even applied for the student visa has been given to us whatsoever. And so at this point, she has spent $650 and she has received nothing. Her visa has expired, or her visa expires the next day, and still she has nothing to go off of. Thus, she now has to leave the country. The only point in which Theo and my sister made contact was the day that I went to pick up my personal student visa that I was able to get, my student permit that I was able to get. Like I said, they gave me 20% of the service that I require. I still haven't taken a single Swahili class from the school whatsoever, nor did I get my full 24 months. Instead, I got 9 months. So you do the math on, okay, if I got 9 months out of 24 months, what percentage of the months that I was given by the government? And then you can go ahead and do the math of taking 0 classes, not a single class at the Swahili school. I paid 100% of the money and got 20% of the service. Very simple. My sister paid 100% of the money for the school and for the at least the invoice, and she got 0% of the services. She's got nothing from that school besides a headache and disappointment. So August 5th, she goes ahead and says, "Hey Theo, how are you doing?" He ignores her until the next day. August 6th, I'm in class, we'll contact you later. She's okay, thank you. Don't forget to give me a call, because he always says I'm going to call, but he doesn't call. He always says I'm going to message you first, but he doesn't message. He is a liar. That's his picture once again. Let me just reread him real quick. August 6th, he says, I am pleased in class, we'll contact you later. That's at 8:56 in the morning. At 8:57, 1 minute later, she's already on business. She replied, okay, thank you. It is now 7:14 p.m. She says, don't forget to give me a call. He, of course, does not call her. August 7th, the next day, he says, hello, we may kindly chat here. I'm not going to call you. We're going to chat right here, which is good because now it produces evidence for the video that I'm producing now. How are you doing? Hi, I'm doing well. How are you? She's still being very nice and very polite. I've been trying to get in contact with you, but not successful. After our last meeting, that's the day that she went with me to pick up my student visa. Our last meeting, you told me I can decide whether I wanted to continue with the school or not. I have made my decision not to continue. At this time, I will be traveling a little. If I decide to come back to Tanzania, I will reapply. I will apply to the school again, reapply. But for now, I would like my full refund for the classes that I paid for and have not received, right? I would like my money back. We went to that meeting when I went, and so at this point, we were already having to leave Tanzania because her visa again was expiring on August the 6th. All right, so we had to leave the country. Now she had to leave the country, but leaving the country alone would have been, a little bit of a process. So we had to leave the country. At this point, we're like, we don't know if we're going to come back to TZ, come back to Tanzania. We're not 100% certain. We're not 100% sure. So we basically tell them that, hey, we're going to be leaving the country. At this point, I think we had our tickets. We might have had our tickets booked. We may not have. I don't know. But we knew we were leaving the country because she had to leave for her visa. And so at this point in time, we're like, okay, this is what we're going to be doing. We're going to be leaving the country, da-da-da-da. He says, okay, let me know what you decide, and, we can go from there. If you want a refund, we can give you a refund. He says this in person. So August comes around. We left the country, left Tanzania August 4th. We got here in Egypt on August 4th. And so August 5th, she said, all right, at this point, let's just get our money back. And if we decide to go back, we can just reapply for the school and do it that way. Now, that was the word that he says. Again, I've proven multiple times over he's a liar. I've proven multiple times over, he doesn't render services properly. So, clearly he didn't want to keep his word with giving the refund. And so let's go ahead and read the messages that were sent out, all right? He says, okay, we were already in process. Let me discuss with my team and get back to you this weekend. Okay, yeah, I told you I was considering leaving the country and possibly wanting a refund, and would get back to you because my visa expires yesterday. August 12th, he decides to get back to her. He said he's going to get back to her over the weekend. He's going to discuss with the team and get back to her over the weekend, and that was on August 7th. She messages him again on August 12th. She messages him again on August 13th. It's not until August 15th that he finally replies. So around 7 days later, 8 days later, hello guys, we'll contact you at 3. I am on some duty now. So again, he waits 7 days, 8 days, and then when he messages us again on 8 days, all he says is, I'm going to procrastinate again, I'm going to stall again. He's a liar and he's a thief. Now, this is again, I have to make this video. I really procrastinated myself on the making of this video because I said, this school is this man's livelihood, you know? And this is how he probably makes money to feed his family, different things like that. And I don't know, he may have teachers, I've never taken a class, so I don't even know if he has teachers, if he's the only teacher, I don't know, you know, but I hesitated to make this video because I don't even want to, you know, be a person who's destroying someone else's business. That's not an intention that I would have, you know what I mean? Because again, I can't be a hater, but at the same time, I have to warn people about this. You know, at the same time, I would be doing a disservice because I was one of the people who promoted, yeah, I'm gonna do a student visa, you know? So I can't make a mess and then not clean it up at the same time. And so, even though I never personally recommended this school, by me not, if I did not make this video, people would still fall victim to this, you know? And so I had to make this video to warn you, I'm a potential person who's looking to do a student visa, about this school and about Theo and about Saeed, and that you shouldn't do business with these people, all right? So he procrastinates. August 15th, he finally gets back to us. He's gonna procrastinate. I'm on some duty now. My sister still be nice. She says, okay. Hello, we are already on the process. Some of the cash was being used on the process as per the agreement. This is also the fee. Therefore, I would suggest, therefore it's gonna be hard to give a refund. I would suggest you learn Swahili or go outside the country without any additional cost. Thank you. Like he said, earlier he said he understands our struggle, but clearly he doesn't. He says, basically leave the country or learn Swahili. How are we gonna learn Swahili if we have to leave the country? Clearly we have to leave the country because we just told you our visa expired. You're just feeding us habalu. You know, you're just feeding us habalu and disrespecting us in a continuous and consistent manner. And this disrespect can't go unchecked. This disrespect cannot go unnoticed. All right, now I'm going to post a message that my sister went ahead and posted up, you know, on the screen. Feel free to pause the screen and read it, but I don't have time to even read these messages, but they're on the screen for you to read, all right? From this point, from August 15th on, he just ignores her. He never messages her again. He never contacts her again. He basically is, I'm not going to refund you the money. Now, let's go back into what we need to really talk about, all right? First and foremost, he said in the messages, in the beginning messages, that I have given the $650 fee. My sister gave a $650 fee, 300 of which was for the school, and 350 was for processing. She hasn't taken a single class, so why can't the 300 at least be refunded? Again, he's making no effort to amend this situation. This is why this video had to be made. We gave him plenty of opportunity, plenty of chances to amend the situation. He refuses to do such. Not even the $300 is being refunded. Again, and again, he said the reason why she has not been able to get the permit is because of her being a Black American, not for any other reason. He made $150,000 off the back of Black Americans. He's no better than these Asian people in the States who come in and make money off of Black people but have no concern whatsoever about the treatment of Black Americans in the judicial system or by law enforcement or by society as a large. All they see Black people as is money, right? That's it, dollar signs. They don't see Black people as actual citizens. They see them as money. And he's no different. He's going to enrich himself off of the skins and the backs of Black Americans, but he's going to do nothing to progress the cause or progress or to stop the plights, you know, to stop our struggles. He has no care in that. He just wants to continue to take money from us. Like he said, I suggest you learn Swahili or lead a country. I'm not going to do anything for you. That was his last message. Now, all right, let's get into it. So this is what I wrote down as far as my resolution. I'll be honest with you guys here. I have left Theo's WhatsApp in the description of today's video, as well as the address to his physical school location. Anyone with a WhatsApp, no matter where you are in the world, watching this video right now, you can go ahead and leave Theo a message and say, you're a scammer, you're a thief, you're a liar, make amends for the wrongs that you caused, right? Anybody can do this, right? I'm not suggesting you to bully Theo. I'm not suggesting you to threaten him whatsoever, but I am suggesting for you to let him know that what he has done is wrong. Also, if you happen to be in Tanzania and you claim that you are for the advancement of Black people, We can't just sit here and allow scams like this to go on and to be perpetrated. These things have to be stopped. These things have to be eradicated, right? These things cannot continue, because if they do, we are going to bring the same issues we have in America with us here onto the continent. Now, I left his physical address, so if you want to show up to the school personally and talk to him and say, hey, what you've done is wrong, what you have done is an injustice, feel free to do so. I've left the physical address of the school in the comment section or in the description of today's video. What I personally would like to see happen is I want my sister to be refunded her $650. She has been rendered no service, thus the $300 and the $350 needs to be received back by her. Now, this is a case of discrimination, because he said the only reason for her not getting the invoice was because she was a Black American. And the screenshots, I had the screenshots to prove it. And as an apology for the mistreatment that we face, even if the money is being refunded from his own personal profits, it needs to be refunded to her in full. So I'm gonna be real here. At this point, I'm issuing a call to action to everyone who's watching this video. This is not just for my sister to get her money back, but for everyone who was scammed to be justly compensated, right? I don't care what country I am in. Things like this cannot fly. I don't care what country I'm in. I don't care if I'm in Egypt. I don't care if I'm in Dubai. I don't care where I'm at. Things like this can no longer fly. We can't be treated as just commodities anymore. We have to be seen as people, and our struggles have to be respected and understood. Again, I haven't been rendered any service whatsoever as well from the school. I know many other people who have paid the money and not been able to take classes, not getting their visa, and this is unjust and this is unfair, and we deserve our money back. But especially in cases for people like my sister who got nothing out of the deal, nothing. You see, she just was robbed out of $650, and so that's my call to action for you guys. We have Theo's WhatsApp in the description of today's video. I believe I have Saeed's number as well. I'm going to put his information in the description of today's video. I have the physical address in the description of today's video, and I want people to make this right. I saw African Tigress. She had an issue in Zimbabwe. She put it out into the world, and she was contacted by the immigration officials, and meetings were had to where changes could take place. And I want the same exact thing here for me, for my sister, and for my people. There's people who were scammed that I have no idea their names. I have no idea their stories. I have no idea their financial situation. But I don't care what their financial situation is. I don't care what their background is. I don't care if they are Israelite, Islam, atheist. I don't care. I feel that if you have been wrongly done because of the fact that you're a Black American, as Theo suggested and said, is the case, you deserve to be justly and morally compensated. There's no longer a time for us to just be, we got 9 months, let's celebrate it. Yay, Master didn't beat me today, I'm gonna celebrate. No, that time is done. That time to celebrate getting just enough, that time to celebrate integration, that time to celebrate our piece of the pie, you know what I mean? Our sliver of the pie is done. It's over with. So share this out to your favorite YouTubers. Share this out to the people who claim to be for the Black community, whether they are in America, whether they are in Istanbul, Turkey, whether they are in Portugal, France. I don't care where they are. If they claim to be pro-Black and for the people and for the cause, we need to make things like this justly notified. Right? We need to make people know. I don't care where you are in the world. We need to make people know. Don't mess with Black people. You know what I mean? Don't mess with the Black Americans. Because that's how they see us as Black Americans. So that's the identity we're gonna claim. That's the identity we're gonna claim. All right. Let's go ahead and make this justly noted. Share this video out. Let's get this video to go viral. Share it on Twitter. Let's make amends for the wrong justice that has been received. And I'm gonna champion this cause. I don't care if they say, okay, I will give you your money back and take the video down. No. The video's staying up. Until I know that everybody has been justly served. You know what I mean? And even after we've been justly served, the video still is staying up for the fact that we need to make sure that this doesn't happen again. All right? So let's go ahead and make this happen, guys. If you were scammed by Theo and his school, contact me, Eddie at nolimiteddy.com. I want to stay updated on your situation. I want to do whatever I can to make this situation, resolve itself. Will get resolved. You know what I mean? Different things like that. So yeah, man, with that being said, all praise to the Most High, man. Thank you guys for sharing this video. Thank you guys for making it go viral. I'll see you guys in the next one. Y'all willing. Peace.